Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. It's great to be with you. I am going to be coloring in a Colorless Kingdom Volume 1 Myth and Fantasy with 30 designs by Cris Ortega, and I am going to be coloring in this beautiful page here, which is titled the Elf Seal. I'm going to be using markers as a base and then Polychromos for all the pencil work. So I'm just going to get myself set up. Apologies for the late start. I had a little bit of technical difficulties. But I am here now and everything should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to try and zoom you in a bit more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the top and then work my way down. I'm using Ohuhu Markers, so I'm going to use a grey-green light for backgrounds, the Tumbleweed for her hair, Pale Green for the leaves, and then Pale Hibiscus for her dress. So I'm going to go ahead and just put down all the marker base, and then we'll work with pencils after that. Okay, so I'm going to use the Green Grey 010, and I'm just going to come in here with my smaller frame, and I'm going to work on the frame here. Now this is Amazon paper, so I pretty much expect all this to kind of soak in very, very quickly. Amazon paper is not very good for markers. They absorb the markers insanely quick. But, you know, what can you do? Just go with it, I guess. So I hope that you are all well and you had a good weekend. Hi Kenny, hi Melissa, how are you? Hopefully I'm coloring all these correctly because I don't have a duplicate, which I do like, but at the same time I don't want to mess this up. But I think I've worked it out, so we'll be fine. It will be fine. I always have to remember to not go all the way to the line with the alcohol marker because of the way it spreads. And I'm not going to worry too much about this because I want to go over it with pencil and just deepen things up. I'm probably going to mix Polychromos and Prismacolor, especially if I use white pencils and that sort of thing. I always hope that my markers haven't been dried up, because my one son went through a phase where he loved to do color by numbers, but for dragons, and he used markers. So some of my markers have been well loved, and I haven't bought their refills yet because I keep forgetting to actually write down which ones need to be refilled. So it's really just all my fault. I just completely forget. Oh yeah, using markers as a base really helps with the Amazon books, doesn't it? Just makes the coloring go quite a lot quicker. We'll see how much we'll end up doing today, but this is the idea. I ummed and ahed over doing this page versus an Easter page or a spring page, and I decided this one is a winner. So we will color people, but I really enjoy coloring portraits, so I don't mind. And I often have to tell myself to just relax. The color is not as dark as it looks, because I need to let the pigment and the marker dry up on the paper, and then I'll actually see the correct tone. The nice thing with markers is when you put them down, it also helps you with your colors and remembering what color palette you had planned for the page. So I do like that as well. Exactly. Everything we do takes up time. I suppose that's why time is precious, and we have to choose what we want to spend our time on and choose it wisely. And I've got on this page all these little, almost like plant tendrils going up around this frame. So it gets a little tricky to know exactly where everything is going. No worries, Kenny. Oh, that's lovely, Melissa. I'm glad you're well and that the kids are having a good time playing while you're running around picking things up after them. It's very typical, isn't it? Kids play and then we run around tidying up and doing all the other stuff that needs to get done. It's good memories though. Okay, so I think it's going to be something like that. And then for her hair, I'm going to use the Tumbleweed E475. And this is just going to be a base for her hair. So I thought I'd give her brown hair, or maybe a reddish brown. So if I pick a color that will work kind of as a nice undertone either which way, hence the tumbleweed. I'm not too precious with how I do the marker base because I'm going to use pencils, and I know with pencils I can smoothen things out. So anywhere near her skin, I'm just going to probably leave that alone so that I make sure I don't get marker on her face, because that will be really tricky. I promise it won't look so messy when I'm done. The end product of this page is going to look really pretty. But right now it's not going to look very beautifully colored because I'm just putting down a base layer. Hi Noelle, how are you? I'm glad your day is going well. So I saw Color with Claire is going to start having her live stream videos on Tuesdays. So if you are interested in watching a Color with Claire live stream, keep a lookout on her channel for the details and go check her out and say hi. It's really cool that she's going to do more live streams, and I don't know if I'll be able to catch them because I actually really struggle to catch people's live streams. Sometimes it's due to timing, and often I've got to do other stuff, you know, being a mom or cooking or running around. But I know that the live streams actually seem to be quite popular and people want to see live streams. So if you are able to and it works for your day and your timing, then please do check her out, show her some love. She's an amazing colorist, and I think she's got a lot to teach us. And if you can't catch her live, I'm pretty sure she'll have the replay up, so you can always watch the replays. Hi Carly, how are you? And the other thing, if you haven't heard yet, Emily Liederhall-Oberg's reprinted Saga och Sagner is now available on Amazon for pre-order, so I've ordered mine. You can also go to Emily Liederhall-Oberg's website and place your order there. I think if you do that, you get a free gift. So yeah, for those of you who are interested, that's where you can go and get your pre-order set. And I think the book will be released sometime in the autumn. So do go check that out. Haha, yay, you did your pre-order, well done. Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to even think about the price. I'm putting in my pre-order because I want to make sure I get a copy of that book. So I look forward to receiving my copy. Oh, well done, Kali. Hair can be quite tricky to get the hang of. So well done for giving it a bash. I probably should be doing her hair not in an alcohol marker base, but just with pencils. Because there's a lot more itty bitty bits going on here than I realized. But never mind, we've started it, so we'll see it through. I just realized I could probably have done her plaited hair in different colors. Oh well. Live and learn. I do sometimes look at Sammy's old tutorials. It just depends what I'm looking for. She is amazing. I do enjoy her coloring. I must actually go and have a snoop on her channel again and see what else I can learn. Right, so I'm probably going to end up leaving a lot of this white space here. Sorry, I'm going quiet because I'm focusing really hard to find where the hair is and the leaves are. And I'm trying also not to bring my head right on top of my page. I'm just going to turn my book slightly. So I'm actually short-sighted. I wear contact lenses, and if I'm not wearing my contact lenses, I have to wear glasses, and I have a very, very poor eyesight without my contacts or my glasses. And as a little girl, all throughout my growing years and all of that, my mom would always find me with books and that sort of thing very close to my face, even with glasses on, because somehow it helped me to actually see what I was looking at or what I was reading. So even now, with doing this such fine detail, I can see the page clearly. I am wearing my contact lenses, but I instinctively want to actually bring my head very close to the page so I can actually see what I need to look at. So yeah, it's a very, very peculiar thing I do. And I think it's because I can't quite tell from far how, I can't judge the depth, and by looking at something very closely I feel more confident that I'm actually doing something correctly or reading something correctly. But heads in videos is not very good for YouTube channels, so I'm having to really resist showing you the top of my head. Hi Pickle, how are you? It's great to have you join. Alright, so I think I've almost done her hair. Slowly work my way through here. Value your eyesight. If you have good eyesight and you don't need to wear glasses, value it. It is a precious commodity. I would sometimes actually wear my contact lenses to bed so I could wake up and just open my eyes and see things normal. That's how much eyesight means. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's her hair. Gosh, that was intense. Oh dear, that did not work. There we go. All right, so that one's done. Now her dress is going to be a light purple. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over everything, and I'm going to use a white gel pen or a white Posca pen to go over all the decoration on her dress. So I'm just going to come in here and turn this all purple. But this is a light shade of purple, so it's not too bad. And I'll make this section here probably very light. Oh, pickles. Yeah. It is what it is, isn't it? You have the eyes you get, and I mean, it's so bad. Like, I actually know when my brain fills in for me. So I've learned to tell. But if I haven't got my glasses or my contacts on and I look at the TV, I can make out forms. But that's about it. Any fine detail, then nope, not going to happen. Okay. Now I'm going to do all the leaves this pale green. I wanted to do a different green, but I couldn't find the marker I wanted. I think it's been lost. Little people have been using markers and not putting them back. And to be fair, I bought the markers actually for them because the boys enjoy markers so much more than I do, but I still want them to look after it and put things back. So I decided I'd have to make a plan, and I changed to a different shade of green. So now it's just coloring the leaves. If I don't get all the leaves done, I will do them off camera, but I'm going to try to do a few more, and then I'll move on to something else. I'm not yet sure what to do with the background. I can't tell if it's a wall or if it's open air. Exactly. All blurry until you put the glasses on, and then you can see the world. My worst is swimming. Unless I wear goggles, I can't actually open my eyes underwater because it will wash my contact lenses away. And I've had that before, and it's just so annoying. So I either have to swim with my head above the water or with swimming goggles. And then if I don't have swimming goggles, hope that I don't crash into anyone. Oh no, Melissa, I'm sorry, some of your tombos dried out. Can you get refills for them? I know the Ohuhu has some of their markers you can buy the refills, which I think is brilliant. Then you don't have to go and buy a full set of markers again. I can see why kids prefer using markers to colored pencils. You get a much quicker color, and also they are a lot smoother, so you get a smoother finish. Yep, that side's been used up. Alright, I'll just use this until it starts to dry up, and then I'll just stop. Give it a little while and then start up again. It's just green, green, green. Oh, wow, pickle. Oh, glitter and paste and pink stuff. Wow. All in the name of fun, creativity, and making memories. Your mini is 12. Oh. They're still enjoying life and experimenting and playing at that age. Right, we are almost there with these leaves. Pancake day would turn you into wearing the Nutella and the cream. Sounds like really good memories. You were never the one to start it. No. Sounds like you're a great aunt, Pickle. I'm sure your minis appreciate spending so much time with you and just having such great memories. thank you. Yes, it's hubby's design. He used to play with hair bands, and he then found he liked the design of when you take a hairband and you knot it on itself. So when we got engaged, he found a jeweler and asked if they could make the ring for him. And then that became my wedding ring and my engagement ring, which I was really happy about because I didn't like the idea of having, you know, multiple rings. And at the time he had a whole beautiful like symbolism behind it as well, which really worked for me, you know, made it all sound romantic and tickled all the right places. Oh, Pickle, that's wonderful. I'm glad your minis love spending so much time with you, even when you're struggling to get out of bed. Oh, thank you so much, Kenny. I'm getting very lost in these leaves. I can't tell which is leaf and which is background anymore. Anyway, we're almost done with these leaves and then we can do her skin. And I will slow down my colouring into more precise and not so over the place. Oh, that's cool. You eat you okay. We don't eat movies. Let me restart. It's great that you can still watch a movie and eat snacks and just hang out together. I mean, I suppose at the end of the day, that's what kids just want. That's what any of us want, really. It's just to be able to be ourselves with somebody we love, spend time with them, and feel seen, heard, and valued. Okay, there we go. Leaves done. Hopefully I've done all the right bits. Not too sure, but that's that. And now we can do some skin. Yay! Because why wouldn't we want to do some skin? So let's get out the cream. We want cream. We want, let's do some light flesh, and then I'll build it up from there. Light flesh, which is the beige. The beige. Okay, I can do this. What else will I need? We'll use a bit of burnt sienna. Okay, we'll have burnt sienna. Yeah, not not sure next. All right, let's just see how this goes. I'm going to zoom you in a bit more on her face, and okay, so I'm going to use a cream, and I'm going to really start with light layers. Oh, Pickle, that's so cool. What a beautiful thing to do. Alright, so this stuff around her neck I'm going to treat as jewelry, so I'm not going to, because you could always turn it into a tattoo if you really wanted to, but I think I'm going to turn it into jewelry. So somewhere along here will be her collarbone. Alright, we'll get there, we'll get there. We will get there, don't rush. Alright, so now I'm going to take my Burnt Sienna, and I'm just going to start working very gently the shadowed areas. Now you have beautiful minis, Pickle. Thanks for sharing all your beautiful insights and memories of them and what you do. It's just really, really beautiful to hear. With polys, I find I have to go a lot slower because with it being an oil-based pencil, really need to make sure that I've got everything in the right place. Hi Connie, how are you? Alright, so I'm going to come down to my beige red now and just carry on working this. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you're struggling with networks. That can't be fun or easy. No, Pickle. Oh, your poor taste buds. All right, I'm going to bring in a bit of Nougat. I just want to see how this will work. So that's a bit too light. I'm going to go a bit darker and go to a Walnut Brown. So I'm not convinced that Polychromos on this paper is really great. I'm not getting a very nice finish. Now it is possible that the way I'm using the polys is not correct. So that is a possibility. Wow, Connie, that's really hot. I'm so sorry it's so hot. A blender might help. I need a bit more pigment on the page before I use a blender. Could possibly try a colorless blender, you know, an alcohol marker. here I'm just trying to go up and down with my shades. I'm trying to go very circular, slow motion, because I'm wanting to get a smooth skin tone. But yeah, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. It's looking quite granularly. That being said though, I haven't got a whole lot of experience using polys for skin tones, so I am open to this being a user problem. I don't want to be unfair to paper and pencils if it's because of me not knowing what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going wrong with her nose. So over here. Alright, so I'm gonna have to fix her nose. Oh dear. I will fix her. As you see here, I brought this curve in too much, so I need to erase some of that. There we go. I have one of the kids' erasers. So just erase that. And I'll start again. We just want her to have a straight nose. Bye, Carly. Thanks for joining. Hope you have a great week. play with it and play with it until you get it right. Wing it till it works. Yes. I think a lot of coloring is a lot of winging it. I lasted a page and a half trying to be all sorted and knowing what you were doing. Sometimes I just couldn't be bothered. I like being organized to a point because it does help. It helps me at least. But I find there is an element of just getting on with it. Alright, at least her nose is not skew now. That's a good thing. We don't want her to have a skew nose. Otherwise she'll be called a skew elf instead of elf seal. That sounds like a good idea. Slap it on and wing it. I've actually been seeing quite a few things on Instagram lately, but done by artists saying, you know, just create. It takes courage to create art. It takes courage to just get started. And I quite like those because, you know, it's encouraging to know that just showing up and colouring in each day or whenever we sit down to colour in, that takes courage, and it's not about perfection or the end product. It's about the fact that we sat down and we made art. And we could have chosen not to, but we didn't, and we made beautiful art. Alright, if I tilt it up away from the light, what do you think? Do you want it darker? Because I can make her darker. I don't mind putting on more layers. Exactly, the journey of being creative is more important than the end results. I couldn't agree more. It really just is such a privilege to be able to create. And sometimes I'm not even sure which is more important, the line art or the coloring. I mean, don't get me wrong, you definitely need line art. But when you can color something and you can take that line art and transform it into something that you, when you look at it, it brings you joy, I think that is really invaluable. And probably the whole point of coloring is to color something that brings you joy and makes you smile. I often get caught up in coloring her face, and then I forget that she actually has ears, and her ears need some attention too. Oh gosh, Connie, me too. I wish I had more time to color. It's a hard one finding time to fit everything in. Hi Brittany, how are you? Oh gosh, yes, isn't that the truth? Adulting has a lot to answer for. Adulting can be really hard sometimes. It's just not always fun. If you want to eat ice cream at midnight, no one's gonna say you can't. Yes, that is true. All right, I'm going to just use some sepia here. Right, I think I'm going to give her green eyes. I like giving them green eyes. Hi Michelle, how are you? The freezer says nope to the ice cream. Alright, so now we need a bit of grey in her eyes. I'm glad life is good for you, Michelle. Even though it's hot. How hot is it by you? Is it still up in the 40s? Wow, 4 days of 39. That is insane. So if you want skin to have a warmish feel to it, add some oranges or orangey reds, very, very lightly. Don't go too heavy. And you'll get a nice warmth added to your portrait. And always remember, when you're doing skin, if it goes very dark and you haven't got the hair or eyes done, or even lips, once it's toned down with hair color and eye color and all of that, it just has a way of toning your page down. Oh, I'm glad your lounge has aircon. Is it the same heat wave going through South Africa and Australia, or are they two different heat waves? Oh wow, so you've had a 5-year mild summer. Incredible. Apparently every 4 or 5 years there's an El Nino. El Nino comes through and all the temperature gets quite a lot warmer. At least that's what I've heard. I stand to correction. Oh, fair enough. Okay, so if she's going to have a purple dress, I don't want to give her purple lipstick because I don't know if I could actually do that. I'm not that adventurous. So we're going to need, I need my brown marker. They've hidden, there it is. So here we're going to need this. Just give her base of that. Wow, Michelle, that's insane. Summer has finally arrived. Oh, we had that in the UK last year. It took forever for summer to actually arrive. And then by October we had winter. Okay, so I'm doing her lips. That's what I'm doing. Focus, focus. Lips. We're going to give her brownish red lips. Yeah, I agree, Pickle. Something neutral. I'm so ready for summer and spring. You know, just warmer months where you can sit outside. Exactly, summer arrived in September. Thank you. I'm glad she's pretty. She's coming along. I've got to now finish doing the rest of her body and hopefully match the same colors. Otherwise she's going to look really weird. So I've still got her hand to do. But we'll get there and she'll look pretty in the end. I just do sometimes get a little anxious that if I don't do all the skin in one go, that they're going to end up looking a bit wonky. I'm probably overthinking it, but that bit of anxiety does sit around. I'm probably going to bring in a little bit of sepia. deepen up some of this here. Yeah, this paper is definitely making me work for the polys. Although I haven't crinkled the paper yet, so I'm not pushing excessively hard. Honestly, I think I could end up doing her skin for days. Okay, then for her hair, I will probably carry on with polys and use a variety of browns, so probably like a bister and a sepia, something like that. Oh, come color a portrait with me. I love it. I love coloring portraits, especially if I have the time to do them justice. I really love coloring portraits. All right, so I'm going to work out the hair color, but I will leave half of the hair uncolored, and then on next Monday when I come back, we can finish off her hair and the leaves, maybe get onto some of her dress. So I will have a play and see what I can half do off camera so I can complete it with you on camera. I am going to zoom you out so you can actually see what she looks like. But I'm not going to start carrying on with anything because it will probably take me another half hour, 45 minutes to finish whatever I start. So that won't work. But I'll zoom you out and you can have a look. All right, so that's what she looks like with her face done, and I think it's not too bad. So I will follow the same process for the rest of her body. Let me know if you want to see how I do her body, because I can always do that with you. But really it's just the same thing with the hand. She's covering a lot up with her hands, so there's not really a lot of shape to really do on her chest here. and I can't remember if I've seen pictures where they've actually put in the collarbones, so I'd need a reference photo to put the collarbones in. Oh, thank you. I love her eyes too. I love coloring eyes. So yeah, so I'm gonna have a play and see what I can work out, and I'll do some more with you on this page next week, Monday. Thank you for hanging out with me and for chatting. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys have a great week ahead, and I look forward to next week where we can carry on working on her. She's really, really great. But yeah, this is Amazon paper, so the polys aren't terrible on the paper, but they're not the best either, so I'm still undecided. All right, everyone, take care, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye for now.